Well, hello folks. You see the scissors, you know what that means. It's an unboxing video. Okay, so which item off of eBay is this gonna be? Just so you know, I don't necessarily exclusively only buy off eBay. I just have been lately. I've gotten vintage stuff off of Facebook Marketplace before, and I do occasionally have to order stuff from the devil Amazon because sometimes it's the only place I can find stuff I need. But I am doing a lot of eBay now ever since I started seriously doing my eBay store. It's just more convenient that way. All right, let's see what this is. Excellent packing so far. Lots of foam, lots of thick layers of styrofoam. Nothing's moving around inside here. What is this, my friends? Oh, I really like this card case much more than the hinged lid. And if I'm correct, all right. So guys, here's what this is. This is the final piece I need for my grand slam of vintage G.I. Joe trading cards. You've seen the 1987 Comic Images set. You've seen the 1991 Impel set. Now this is made by Comic Images as well. I believe it's from '93. And it's the 30th anniversary trading card set. And in this case, this was a set I didn't know existed when it came out. I only found out about this set within the last couple years. And since it's an anniversary set, the cards feature, instead of illustrated artwork, in most cases, it's photos of the original action figures from the 60s when they first came out. So, sorry about that. But as you can see, this is the original G.I. Joe with info about him. Hawk apparently started with a submarine or a diver's helmet. This one's Flint, 1966 Green Beret. After the Elite Fighting Group. See, that's cool. So this gives you stats as well as history on how Hasbro decided to make the figures and why they made them. And Dr. Mindbender's featured on there. So from what I'm gathering, the profiles aren't necessarily matched up with the photos, and the history bits are about the photos. So that's very cool. So each one is actually about the history of G.I. Joe from the beginning, when Hasbro originally made them way back in, I believe it was 63 or 66. Let's go back to that first card and check it out. 64. Right in between. So what year is this from? 94. I was wrong about it being 93. From 94. So this is the 30th anniversary set. So now this means I have a brand new near mint set of every trading card set that I know of that was produced for G.I. Joe between, let's say, 1985 and 1995. So this is like the final piece of my grand slam. This one's got aliens, Super Joe figures from 1977. I'm going to guess that that did not necessarily take off, but you'll notice there was some with actual hair and stuff. And then we get into the 80s with the packaging. All the toy art from the 80s for G.I. Joe was awesome. It was very well done. Fantastic. And re-releases, all different figures. That's really cool. I love these. Look at the toy photography. Like, imagine being the person that got to take these photos. And then, ta-da, that's the famous first issue cover. This is when we get into the comic book series in the 80s that had the simultaneous cartoon series where most people know G.I. Joe from. comic series was great too. And we've even got the international and foreign editions. I don't know if they're going to show. Well, that's cool. That looks like Japanese. This one's South American. This is probably a British version because it's got the Action Force subtitle. Eventually, in Britain, they would just become known as Action Force. Yeah. Oh, tied in with Action Man toy line. Very cool. Different international editions. That's really, really cool. The animated movie, much like the Transformers animated movie in the 80s, and we've got some shots from the animated series. There's some cards stuck together here from the animated series. All kinds of figures and vehicles. So I'm really happy with this. This is the completion of a decades-long idea that I never thought I would actually accomplish, which would be to get all of the G.I. Joe trading cards. Okay, and then these are sneak previews of new comics that hadn't come out yet at the time. These are from, I'm guessing, the Dark Horse series that was done shortly after the Marvel series ended. I could be wrong. They could be sneak previews of the Marvel series, but these are specifically cards that are previewing stuff that was going to come out in 1995 after the series of cards came out. This is really cool. It's got a lot of really cool historical insights and information. I feel like it's kind of a trading card series version of The Toys That Made Us, if you've ever seen that series on TV. I've been really looking forward to getting these, and a big G.I. Joe fan since G.I. Joe, well, since the animated series started in the 80s. That's when I was old enough to discover them. But I definitely appreciate all that stuff that was done in the 60s and 70s before I was born. There we go. That's better. And I really like the case they came in. Great packing. And I like that case. All right. I'm actually going to stuff that little bit back in there just to make sure they don't move around, even though I'm probably not going to need to worry about it. But just for now, that's going to join my personal collection. And when I have time to go through those, I might show you a bit more detail of those. And while you're here, what can I show you? Well, how about this? Somewhat of a period piece, blast from the past from 2002, an indie series from a company called Beyond Comics called Civilian Justice. In response to 9/11, the 9/11 type, 9/11 themes. At the time, patriotism was a big deal, and someone obviously created this patriotic character, Civilian Justice, and it has been signed by the creator, Craig White. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right. It's W-E-I-C-H. I think it's White, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that is that. Thank you for watching. These videos are sponsored by me, brought to you by me because I love this stuff. And I hope you have a great day.